We got Maycee Barber back here on the program. She's going to be taking on Jamie Colleen coming up here at Dana White's Contender Series, Week 6 on July 17th. Maycee, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing very well. Not as good as you, though. You just had a birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday. What did you get up to besides going on MMA Junkie Radio?
Well, I just trained. I got to spend some family time. It's kind of hard to go wrong on your birthday when you get to go in the gym and you get to spend time with family. So, yeah. And now I'm here in Utah. We actually drove last night to Salt Lake. So I'm here training with Coach Pena for the weekend.
That's awesome. That's good. You got your priorities and all that, as you usually do. You know, we talk about this a lot. Let's talk about this fight. I know you've known about this opportunity for a while. How difficult has that process been, not being able to tell people that you made the Contender Series?
Actually not that hard. You know, it's sometimes it's nice for me not to tell people because then I don't have to talk about it as much. I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit. So being able to keep quiet about it was not that hard. I did want to tell some family members, but aside from that, it was pretty much fine. I mean, my coaches knew about it, so that doesn't matter, because obviously we're the team. So the important people knew, and important in terms of what we were going to do. I mean, everyone's important and all the fans are important, but for the most part, like the people that needed to know got to know. So.
It seemed like you knew for a while, though, because this was like well before even your LFA fight was announced. When did you actually find out you had this opportunity?
I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before that fight with Audrey. Mick texted both my dad and I, and he just said if all goes well with this fight, then we have Jamie Colleen for the Contender Series. And then we just told him, we were like, well, we'll see you in July then.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, was there any added pressure knowing that this opportunity was on the line, or were you pretty confident no matter what you were going to get on this thing?
No, I don't. I mean, obviously there's always like added, I don't know. I try not to let pressure build up. I mean, there's people that say that the undefeated record is pressure and being young is pressure and being a girl is pressure. So, I mean, just keep it coming. I mean, the more pressure, the better. The better, more eyes there's going to be, the better. That doesn't really bother me.
Are you the youngest fighter to appear on the show? I know you must be at least right up there. I'm trying to think of someone else who's 20 years old and on Contender Series.
I think so. I don't know, actually. I haven't done much research. I mean, I haven't watched the show very much, to be honest. But yeah, I think I must be, right?
I was going to say, I mean, you might make history here, no big deal, but that's that.
I'll probably take the world record, so.
How do you feel like you match up against Jamie in this fight? You knew about this fight for a while, like you mentioned. Just initial thoughts on the matchup.
I think it's a good fight for us. I think it's a really good fight for us. To me, I mean, and the way we've been talking about it, I think we'll be able to put it on a dominant performance, play my game, and take it where we need to take it.
Okay, fair enough. There's obviously a layoff for her heading into this fight. She hasn't fought since last August. Do you feel like that's going to play at all in this matchup?
No, I mean, you saw it with Audrey Perkins. I mean, she came off a 2-year layoff. I guess everyone's different when they have a different kind of break, but if they want to be the best in the world, they're going to be training. So I don't feel like the so-called ring rust is really a thing to a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, that last fight against Tiffany Masters, she was dominated by Tiffany and then caught that armbar. So, yeah.
Well, I was going to say you could do some MMA math here, right? Because, Tiffany lost to Mallory Martin. You beat Mallory Martin. And like you said, if Tiffany was close to beating Jamie, then, you must be feeling pretty good here. I know MMA math doesn't work, but I thought I'd mention that little tidbit.
I mean, I've thought about that, but to be honest, I mean, I don't even like doing that because if you think about it, the flip side, that was what my past opponent probably thought about me,
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to take everyone serious, take them and train like they're the next world champion. So, yeah, we're just going to train hard. We're going to focus on everything we need to focus on, and we're going to go out and dominate.
How are you sort of structuring this camp? Are you going to spend the majority of your time in Utah? Or are you going to go back and forth between there and Colorado? What's sort of the plan?
No, usually what I'll do is I'll train Monday through Friday. So I'll train in Colorado, and then Friday morning after I train, I think I do like 2 sessions at least up in Colorado. Then we'll drive that afternoon to Utah, and then train it in the evening in Utah. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll train twice. We'll do like 2.5-hour sessions, one in the morning and one at night. And we'll do that both Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll drive back out on Sunday evening and be ready for training on Monday.
And this fight's like 2 months away. How do you go about not overtraining, knowing about a fight this much in advance? Do you have sort of a plan to make sure that you're peaking just at the right time?
Yeah, my coaches are all doing that. My coach and my nutritionist, George Lockhart, and Ian, they're gonna do the calculations from the backside, and they're gonna calculate it to the right point, to where we're on weight, on point, and the training and all of that. But as far as overtraining, I mean, I've trained. I don't really do a camp, I mean, we focus on the opponent in the 8 weeks or the 9 weeks or whatever it is, but we don't really have a different kind of training schedule. I mean, I just try to stay active, and that's the way to keep the weight down. That's the way to keep growing, and especially in this next 3 years. I mean, there's no such thing as overtraining when you have a goal that's to beat a world record. I mean, so for these next 3 years and however long, we're just going to train as much as we possibly can, whether that's a super hard session or not. I mean, you can train and not be working out to the highest, to a complete exhaustion. So
I hear you. I hear what you're saying there. As far as your diet, I guess you didn't really take much time off from, indulging after the fight, because I was, seeing the posts on Instagram. It seems like you were still kind of sticking with the George Lockhart method, even after your fight.
Yeah, I definitely try to. I'm not trying to get off of track. We're trying to get as lean as possible, as fast as possible, as strong as possible, and that takes consistency. So, yeah.
And discipline, like no cake yesterday. I was asking you about that. You said no cake.
No cake.
There you go.
Not have birthday cake. My dad was trying to talk me into going out for sushi tonight. So he's like, "Can we go get sushi and then watch the fights together?" Because he wanted to treat me to something. So
good.
I might do that. I might do that.
That's a good dad right there. That sounds good. I'll have to get him something good for Father's Day. What else was I going to ask you? Oh, is this your first time going to Vegas at all?
This is not my first time going to Vegas. I went to Vegas to watch that the Rousey fight for Christmas on December 30th, I think it was.
Oh, the Nunes fight.
Yeah. My mom and I went out. My dad bought me tickets and surprised my mom with a ticket. So we went and watched that. And when I was younger, I went to Vegas. But yeah, this will be my first time fighting in Vegas, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, it's sort of prestigious as a fighter to be able to fight in Vegas. I know it's not at the MGM or T-Mobile, but to fight in Vegas is on everyone's bucket list. Exactly. Yeah. No, I hear you on that. Before I let you go here, something I know that you're looking to do. I heard you're trying to get a puppy. An Alaskan Klee, I heard, is what you're after. Why this particular brand are you so interested in getting for a dog?
There's a few different reasons. One is I'm a sucker for puppies, and it's essentially a forever puppy to me. And then, it's smaller. It's a good guard dog. It's a good dog that's active. I've been doing a lot of research. Like, I've spent the past 8 months looking into dogs, and that's just one that I've really been attracted to. I really want one like that. It was either that or a Australian blue shepherd, blue something. But that was the other kind of dog that I was looking at. But yeah.
Any leads yet? Any headway on that?
I haven't had too much luck. I mean, it's hard to find a reputable breeder, and one that we can trust. So, just like anything else, you got to be patient. You gotta take your time and get what you really want to have, because I mean, a dog, I mean, you're gonna have that for 13, 14, however many, 15 years, a long time. So I want to make sure I get the right one.
And my sources are telling me that a name, you kind of picked out a name already. Tomahawk is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's an elbow. It's one of my favorite elbow strikes, and it kind of just popped up in my head because I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, we'll name it Tomahawk. And then my mom's like, well, yeah, because then we can nickname it Tommy. And I was like, are you sure it's good for a girl? And I like it, but my brother was like, "Nah, you can't name a girl dog that." But
I think it's a cool name. It's kind of
I think
gender
it's great.
neutral, you know? Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Cool. And speaking of awesome, this fight is going to be great. It's Dana White's Contender Series Week 6 coming up here on July 17th. Maycee, I always appreciate you taking the time just to remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
My Instagram is the Future World Champ, and then I may have to start putting my Twitter back up, so it'll be at Maycee Barber. My Facebook's up already, and then Method Flow has always been my main sponsor, and they've been taking really good care of me. So big shout out to them, and again, every other sponsor that I have. I do this every single time. But yeah.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.